This is Chris Snyder doing the camper restoration on the 1970 L&M Roadrunner. I'm here in Kansas City. It's April 2017. So just kind of talk about the schedule or what I'm thinking is going to work, because I've never done this sort of thing before. Is I'm going to do a time lapse of all of the work inside the camper, so it's not an endless video with no dialogue where I'm just working. I will stop that at the end, of course, and kind of recap with a video of what I've been doing. If there's anything in between or before, you know, I'll add little video shorts and I'll kind of put it all together. So this is, I don't know if I said it, it's the 5th day of demo here, and probably the second longest day I've had since the first day. Got some good time out here, probably, what, maybe about 3 hours today. Definitely want to be doing more than this. Okay, so today was pretty productive. Let's go over what I've done. I took down the whole cabinet above the kitchen. I want to put that back up, or at least something similar. I would like to reuse it. So over here we had another one, and I want to take maybe the best of both. This one was longer over the dinette versus the kitchen, so if I put it over here, it's going to kind of extend too far into the bed area. But the condition of the one over the dinette was better than the one over the kitchen, so I'll have to figure that out. Right now, I put all the materials, including those, under the camper in a tarp to keep it from the elements to some extent. I don't have room in here to put everything. Actually, well, there we go. I couldn't fit everything, so this is one of them. That's the one that was over the dinette. It had a light in the middle. That's the one that's in better shape. So again, that's long. All right, so what did I do? I wanted to come and do, what else did I do? I wanted to sweep up or, take care of all the mice feces over here. I had a vacuum cleaner with the respirator, just clean it up. I didn't have a long enough extension cord. I'm gonna run to the store. So I didn't want to touch anything else over here and disturb any of that, create any dust. So I stayed on this side. So again, I did this upper cabinet, and because I couldn't do more over here, I said, you know what, I'm gonna get straight into the ceiling. Motivator was, we had a lot of rain yesterday, and I said, you know what, before I even do the subfloor, let's get the roof right, ceiling and the roof, so it's not gonna leak on the new floor, and on the subfloor. So that's what I'm doing. Started out, ripped into the ceiling. So I showed you a little bit this before to talk about the integrity. So now that I have maybe, I don't know, a third of the camper uncovered, I'll go into it a little bit more. All right, so you've got all of these I don't know if you call them pock marks, whatever, from hail, I would only assume. You see all these marks up here. That looks like, I don't know, honestly. It's not right above this rafter, if you will, this 1x2. But if you can scrape it with your finger, and I was doing it with the razor blade, and it's coming off. So that's a good thing. So I had a little trouble getting this piece off because it was attached into this cabinet or the side of this closet with a piece of wood here. And whoever had this before, you could see that whole, because of the roof coming down a little bit from the water, and you can see these, right? These are bent. All the electrical's going up top and stuff. But these are bent because they're not very strong. This is probably one of the strongest one. Good thing this is here. I don't know why that's different. If you look at it, it doesn't look like somebody modified it. But instead of a 1x2 laying down, this piece is, I don't know, it looks small. No, it's a 1x2 on end next to one lying down. So it's like an L. And that helped give it some more rigidity. But you can see how those are bowed, and that's no good. So I think I'm gonna maybe even go with metal, little steel like studs, but I gotta find a top. I don't know if they have rafters for those sort of things but they have to between, if they do metal framing. So to kind of secure that roof more. But as a consequence of it being down the way it was pushing on this whole upper cabinet, and it was pulling away. So the previous owner, his solution was to screw more screws in here. I don't know if this was original, but it was just a stopgap from it falling down further. And you can see all those little pieces up top along the edge. Those are original, but they're just kind of pushed in there. I don't really like that, but, you know, and you can see some of them are discolored like that from water. This is where I had a leak, this vent stack. Again, I don't know why that's there, because there's already one by the bathroom, but you can see all these little pieces. That's where there's water, and you see these screws to the hole. That's for the little vent cap. I guess I'll put another one on there and screw it in like that, because I'll probably keep that versus like adhering one, but I hate seeing penetrations in the roof, and I'm certain that's why you're seeing water infiltrate there, is because you have holes in the roof. So again, I don't know why it had to be like that, but it was, and it is. So if you look here along the angle, you know, it looks okay. The seams are coming down. This aluminum seems to be very good shape because it doesn't rust. And that's what I love about this camper. Lightweight, it's not the aluminum. If the integrity's there, it should be pretty durable. And let's see what else I can tell you that I've got going on. Took all the cabinets off. I'm kind of keeping everything in here that I want to save until I find a better spot for it, like little things like cabinetry. I used chalk, if you saw it in the time lapse, to mark where it came from. Just, you know, like here it says this was above the dinette, it's a D. Speaking of the chalk, you know, when nature calls, you got to use a bathroom. I did that, yeah, that's a number 1. I've done it, this is kind of a scene in South America, but you do, instead of doing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you do it in a square and then mark it in the middle. So I've gone to the bathroom here 4 times. I don't want to get carried away, so I'm using chalk just to keep track. Let's see, what else have I discovered? Last video I left you, I had uncovered the tank, and I said, you know what, maybe I can put a compressor on there, like hydropneumatic versus a pump, because there don't see a pump anywhere in here or where it was tied in. And I thought maybe that was existing. I realized that that copper line that comes off there is for this, and this is telling you how much water is in the tank. So I would love to restore this. There are much more expensive systems out there to the tune of, you know, list price, like around $500, and as cheap as, honestly, but not nearly as detailed as a percentage. It just kind of tells you for third full, 2/3 full, that sort of thing. That could be around, I don't know, $100 with all the sensors. I would like to bring this back to life. I don't know if I can. I gotta do some research on the manufacturer, see if anything exists anymore, if there's any manuals. But that just told me that right there. I don't even know how this works. There's no additional line there, so I don't know if that tank was under pressure like I thought. So still got to figure that out. Please put comments below if you know, in case I don't figure it out on my own. Oh, here is the hood, the oven hood. I want to save this thing. Some people affectionately called this, or jokingly, this dark avocado color, and it's hard to match with things, but I think it's going to work with my color scheme that I'm planning. But anyway, look what I found on top. This camper has just been a relic of, you know, of dead things. These are mud wasps. There was a bunch of mud wasps just making nests up here. Thankfully, they were already gone, and you can actually see one now. That's a larvae or something. There were some dead guys in there. I can actually, why don't I take the hammer? Where's that, the guy? And I'll just do a little, open one up. See what we get here. Oh, it's like, I don't know, some sort of holiday thing where you smash open eggs and discover what's inside. All right, you know what? I'm not seeing anything. Well, you're seeing more of these, and I don't know what they are. If the camera can focus in on that. See if it, oh, anyway. Okay, so, ooh, that one looked juicy. Whatever, so there's that. A couple other things. I'm finding all these metal shrapnels things kind of, you can see some there that fell off from the ceiling. I don't know what they are. I thought maybe when they were working on it, but again, it looks like everything's fine. This was the most worrisome. What is this spot? Oh no, it's, you know, wearing through. Again, razor blade, not quite my finger, takes this crap off. So, thinking things still look good. There was like this in the insulation, that mark, like water. So, that tells me that how did that get there? It didn't come from the inside, right? I mean, unless they were having a water fight in here. That maybe there is some water coming through. Of course, there's this bit, and I like how they framed it out, you know, like you would around a window or anything. I'm gonna probably leave that there. I want to put a skylight in. I would do it the same way, box it in. Has there been water here? Where'd I put that piece? I don't know. No, it didn't look that bad. It didn't look that bad. Here is, it's dark. Here is a piece of wood that comes like on the edge. You can see that's been bad shape. That came by that vent stack on the other side. So, so I'm gonna have that kind of work. And I guess lastly, I left these windows open overnight when we had the rain. And this is where water came in. You see that? There had already been some water damage. Over here too, these two windows. But the one over the kitchen that I left open, nothing. So, you know, it's a combination of I shouldn't have left them open and the integrity of the seals and stuff. So with that, I guess I'll cut the video. I want to say thanks to Brian at Square One Studios here, where I'm working. The door was open the other day, and I don't know why. I don't know if, you know, this. I know that lock is not on there really well, for reasons what do you call that? I don't know. What is that called? The door jamb? No. The little plate. Anyway, that's the original. It wasn't grabbing right, but the door was open. He closed it for me, so I appreciate it. He said nothing looks like it's stolen, and sure enough, nothing is. I'm going to be done here for the day. I'm going to put all this insulation in there and throw it away. That's one thing that I'm not going to be able to salvage. Maybe some pieces. All this wood, this nice birch paneling. Unfortunately, I can't save it, but maybe it can be kindling for some sort of fire. I'm going to make a little pile and recycle what I can as well. So, and then there's the tarp under there. You know, not the most inconspicuous, but it does the job. And that's it. All right, that concludes day 5 demo. Thank you for watching. Hello, here I am at the Casey Home Trailer Store in Kansas City. I just purchased a few items. This is day 6 of demo. I've decided I want to get to the roof sooner than later. So I bought this stuff called Plasticoat, elastomeric roof coating. And on top of that, I bought a regulator for the propane tanks. I have twin propane tanks. You can switch over. This valve is a check valve for the gas, but it's also a changeover, so you can, it tells you when one tank's empty right here on this display. Red, it goes from green to red, and then you switch it over, take that other tank off, and switch it out. So that's that way you don't have to, you know, don't have to worry about, you know, you can take one tank away at a time. That's the value there. A quick thing about the roof coating, there was a rubberized roof coating. I thought it was rubber you were applying, but it's in fact not. That's if you have a rubber roof and you want to coat it, recoat it, because they say you should do it like, you know, every 6 months or something like that, supposedly. I'm stripping my roof down to the aluminum, so it's not an existing rubber roof, so I'm using this coat because, I don't know, it was just a little bit better, I think, as she described it. So I'm going to go into the store here real quick. This store has been open since 1930s. That's when this used to be the highway, and I-35 didn't exist. The gentleman I spoke to, John, inside, gave me a little history there. And I'm going to go in and pick you up here at the aisle and talk about a few of the pointers that John gave me, so I'll pick back up here in a second. Okay, so here I am inside. I wanted to just go over what was shared with me. So I told you the other day how I have a metal tank and that there's no pump, and I thought maybe that was a system had a compressor, something like that. Well, it was confirmed that that's what I had, and about 35 years ago they kind of stopped making those, and they're switching to plastic tanks. Now, the benefit of the new plastic tank is you can fill the whole tank with water, and you can make it square, so you have more capacity. But the problem is with the new tanks, you can't put them under city pressure like the metal one that I have. So that's a trade-off there. So when they eliminated the compressor kind of metal tank system and went to the plastic square tanks, they switched over to using pumps. So let me show you the pump that they use. Where's that guy? Oh, it's on the aisle over. I'm on the wrong aisle. Okay, so let me sneak around here. Yeah, here we go. Alright, so here are those pumps, the SureFlow. He was telling me this has a check valve built in on the outlet or the downstream side. And it also has a little pressure switch. So it knows, back in, my camper has a switch, and I don't know if that was to run the compressor or what, but in this situation, it'll turn on and off on its own based on the need. And this is something else to talk about, is that with the new tanks, you can't, as I mentioned, you can't run city pressure. So you have to have a Y valve, if you will, where when you attach the city pressure here to the outside of the camper, it supplies downstream of the pump to your system, and does not flow, does not overpressurize the pump and cause leaks or anything in the seals or anything like that, because he was saying locally here it's about 80 pounds of pressure coming into the homes and stuff here. So this is nice because it has, in addition to just being in the fitting to hook your supply line in from the city, from your home, from a hose, it also has a pressure regulator and a check valve. So it makes sure that you're supplying about a 40 or so psi to your camper and not RV, not causing problems with piping and whatnot. So I think that's about it that I wanted to recap. I want to reuse my metal tank, but the debate is, do I put a pump on, or do I try and do a compressor system but have less water? But then I can supply right into the tank from the city and not worry about overpressurizing and things like that. So just the things to think about. Lastly, I can see here is you have these little inline filters. So I talked about rainwater. Well, I haven't yet, but I want to do a rainwater harvesting system if possible with my flat roof. This is an inline filter, so you would want to put this before the pump so you can filter everything out. That's a small one. Here's a bigger one that can be used. So with that, that's kind of a little discussion now, and a lot of this is just for myself to remember the pointers that was given to me here so I can recall them in that stage of the project.